I recognize the honourable member for Halifax Needham.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Brent Bowden is an African Nova Scotian Truro police officer who has been on leave for months after a racist incident. He reached out to his MLA, to ministers, and even to the Premier, who agreed to meet with him. But he's only been bounced from office to office with no answers and no support. So, Madam Speaker, can the Minister of African Nova Scotian Affairs explain how can this government claim to be dismantling hate and racism while it can't even stand up for one person?
I recognize the Honourable Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the member opposite for the opportunity to say once again that there is no place for racism and hate in Nova Scotia. We have been abundantly clear about that. Madam Speaker, I also need to say, though, that I cannot speak about any individual cases that may be under investigation or before any courts or tribunals. So I'm not speaking to the incident that the member opposite was asking about. What I will say, though, Madam Speaker, is that this is something, racism is something that we have worked hard in our government to address. Madam Speaker, we have introduced first of its kind legislation on this very topic. Madam Speaker, as well, though, we respect our independent institutions that address these issues and are available for people if they have questions or concerns about these issues.
I recognize the honourable member for Halifax Needham.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I'm going to say nope and nope because all of these ministers have been approached by this person and nothing has been done. So when we say there's no place for racism, let us be clear that that's what is being allowed right now. So this government loves to boast about the Dismantling Racism and Hate Act but with the racism that happened against Officer Bowden, there's been no accountability and no support. So the same is true on environmental racism. When we talk about racism, it covers lots of facets. Communities are still waiting to see the environmental racism report that's been sitting on the desk of various ministers for over a year. If this government is truly committed to dismantling racism, why is it keeping this report under wraps instead of releasing it and taking action?
Order. I recognize the Honourable Minister of African Nova Scotian Affairs.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for, I think, the question. With regards to the Brent Bowden situation, as Minister of African Nova Scotian Affairs, I have toured this province this past summer, and we are supportive. We have offered support in this situation, and we will continue to do so. Our government is against racism. We support programs with regards to racism, and we will continue to do so. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You know what? I feel like saying wow. When people are speaking, we do not yell and interrupt them. If there's some in-between, little joking or whatever, that's fine. But I'm very disappointed that the minister never got out what she had to say in her 45 seconds without hearing so many other voices. Now, please, when someone else is speaking, don't yell across the floor at them. I recognize the honourable member for Cape Breton Centre, Whitney Pier.
The Minister of Opportunities and Social Development has a habit of saying that the best social program is a job. Yet, when Nova Scotians on income assistance get jobs,